One banana, every single day, that is it. It sounds too simple to matter, and yet the clinical science behind what a single daily banana does to your body, particularly after 50, is genuinely worth knowing. Not because bananas are a superfood, but because the specific combination of nutrients inside them happens to address several of the most common health concerns in adults over 50 in a way that almost no other single food does. Today, I am going to walk you through exactly what happens inside your body when you make one banana part of your daily routine, from day 1 through the first month. And I am going to cover one angle that no other video on this topic mentions at all, because as a urologist, I have a particular interest in what bananas do for kidney and urinary health. And the research on that is more interesting than most people realize. My name is Dr. Elizabeth Kavaler. I am a board-certified urologist and urogynecologist with over 20 years of clinical practice. I work primarily with adults in their 50s, 60s, and 70s, and nutrition comes up in my clinic constantly because what you eat directly shapes the health of your kidneys, bladder, blood pressure, and cardiovascular system. All of which a daily banana touches. Let me show you how. A medium banana contains approximately 105 calories, 27 grams of carbohydrates, 3 grams of fiber, and 14 grams of natural sugar. It provides around 422 milligrams of potassium, 32 milligrams of magnesium, 11 milligrams of vitamin C, and a meaningful amount of vitamin B6. It contains essentially no fat and less than 2 grams of protein. That nutritional profile sounds simple, but the interaction between those specific nutrients, potassium, magnesium, B6, and the 2 types of fiber, is what produces the effects I am about to walk you through. One important distinction most videos skip entirely. The ripeness of the banana changes its biochemical profile significantly. An unripe, slightly green banana has a glycemic index of around 47, which is low. It contains more resistant starch, which behaves like a prebiotic fiber in your gut. A fully ripe, yellow to spotted banana has a glycemic index of around 57, with more available sugar and less resistant starch. Neither is bad. But if you are managing blood sugar or insulin sensitivity, a slightly less ripe banana is the clinically smarter choice. Day 1 and 2. The most immediate effect most people notice is digestive. Bananas contain both soluble fiber in the form of pectin and insoluble fiber that adds bulk to stool. Within 24 to 48 hours of starting daily banana consumption, most people notice more regular and more comfortable bowel movements. The pectin in bananas also slows gastric emptying slightly, which means you feel fuller for longer after eating one, particularly useful for managing mid-morning hunger without reaching for processed snacks. Days 3 to 7. By the end of the first week, the potassium in the daily banana begins contributing meaningfully to blood pressure regulation. Potassium directly counteracts the sodium-retaining effect of a typical Western diet by promoting renal sodium excretion. Research published in multiple cardiovascular journals has confirmed that increased dietary potassium intake is associated with lower systolic blood pressure, particularly in adults who consume above-average sodium. One banana provides roughly 10% of the daily potassium target recommended by the American Heart Association. Week 2 to 3. The B6 content begins to show its effect on energy and mood. Vitamin B6 is essential for the production of serotonin and dopamine, the neurotransmitters that regulate mood, motivation, and sleep quality. One medium banana provides approximately 25% of the daily B6 requirement. Adults over 50 are particularly prone to B6 insufficiency because absorption efficiency decreases with age and the enzyme activity that converts B6 to its active form declines. Many people notice improved mood stability and slightly better sleep quality by the second or third week of daily banana consumption. Month 1 and beyond. The cumulative prebiotic effect of the resistant starch in bananas becomes measurable at this point. Resistant starch reaches the large intestine intact and feeds beneficial gut bacteria, particularly Bifidobacterium and Lactobacillus species. A healthier, more diverse gut microbiome is associated with better immune function, reduced systemic inflammation, and improved metabolic regulation. Research in PLOS1 has also found that bioactive compounds in bananas reduce exercise-induced inflammation markers, which is particularly relevant for older adults experiencing chronic low-grade inflammation. Now let me cover the angle that no other video on this topic addresses. What does a daily banana do specifically for kidney and urinary health? As a urologist, this is where my clinical interest in this fruit sits. First, kidney stones. Potassium citrate is one of the most commonly prescribed medications for preventing calcium oxalate kidney stones, the most common type of kidney stone in adults. Dietary potassium from whole food sources has a similar but less concentrated effect. It reduces urinary calcium excretion and increases urinary citrate, which inhibits stone crystal formation. A study examining dietary patterns in stone-forming patients found that higher dietary potassium intake was independently associated with lower kidney stone recurrence risk. Thoughtful, 1 banana per day is not a replacement for potassium citrate supplementation in high-risk stone formers, but it contributes meaningfully to the dietary potassium load that supports a stone-unfriendly urinary environment. Second, bladder health. Bananas are classified as a bladder-friendly food by the Urology Care Foundation. Unlike acidic fruits, citrus, or highly spiced foods that can irritate the bladder lining and worsen urgency and frequency in people with overactive bladder or interstitial cystitis, bananas are alkaline and non-irritating. For my patients with bladder sensitivity, I often recommend bananas as a safe fruit choice that provides nutritional value without triggering symptoms. Third, blood pressure and kidney protection. The kidneys are highly sensitive to sustained high blood pressure. The long-term potassium benefit of a daily banana, supporting lower blood pressure over months and years, has a direct protective effect on renal microvascular health. For older adults with any degree of kidney function decline, every dietary intervention that supports blood pressure control is also protecting the kidneys. 1 banana per day is safe and beneficial for the vast majority of adults. But two groups need to be aware of specific considerations. If you have chronic kidney disease at stage 3 or above, your kidneys may not efficiently excrete potassium. In chronic kidney disease, dietary potassium restriction is often clinically necessary, and a daily banana may contribute more potassium than your kidneys can safely manage. Please discuss your potassium intake with your nephrologist before adding a daily banana if you have a known kidney condition. If you have type 2 diabetes or significant insulin resistance, choose slightly underripe bananas and eat them with a protein source, Greek yogurt, nuts, or eggs, to slow glucose absorption and blunt the blood sugar response. A ripe banana eaten alone on an empty stomach produces a faster glucose rise than an underripe banana paired with protein. The difference is clinically meaningful for people managing blood sugar actively. 1 banana, 105 calories. A meaningful contribution to your potassium intake, your gut health, your blood pressure, your mood, your sleep, your kidney stone risk, and your bladder comfort. The research behind this is not dramatic, but it is consistent. And consistency is what produces health outcomes, not single interventions, but small daily habits done reliably over months and years. If you do not already eat a banana every day, this is a very low-effort place to start. I am Dr. Elizabeth Kavaler. I will see you in the next video.